What are 11 things healthy INFJs do? Stick around, find out. Number 1, INFJs create. They love to connect the dots in a new and original way. They are dominant intuitives, and people that are intuitives generally like to take what's pre-existing and to put it together in a way that someone else has never thought of. They take pride in being original, and it energizes them. Now, INFJs generally like to be creative by themselves because they're introverted intuitives. That's their dominant function, introverted intuition. And the direction of their creativity is usually inward. So they might get into a project and lose themselves for a while, maybe even forget to eat. I know that's happened to me a number of times. But the point is, a healthy INFJ makes time to create because that's something that he or she was made to do, and it energizes him or her, and it generally is a gift to the world. So if you are an INFJ, you should make time to create. Number 2, INFJs enjoy researching. Have you ever gone down the research hole? I know that as a dominant intuitive, INFJs love to learn about something. They're desperately curious and they can't help but figure it out. And they want to figure it out well. They want a big picture understanding of something. I have a friend, and I have other friends who are INFJs who have delved so much into a topic that they've forgotten to pick family members up because they're so focused on learning about something. But again, this is a product of introverted intuition. It's something that the INFJ does by him or herself and really enjoys, gets a lot of value of. And then it's something that ends up serving other people because that knowledge that the INFJ acquires enables him to make better decisions and to contribute to projects that other people are working on. So if you're an INFJ, you should make time to research too. Number 3, many INFJs enjoy on some level experimenting. Now, the degree to which the INFJ risks varies from INFJ to INFJ. Generally, INFJs like a greater sense of predictability and safety, but there's some measure of wanting to experiment and continue to learn. Have you ever been in that place where you've done a hobby that you've loved for 2 or 3 years and you find out that it just doesn't hold the same intrigue that it had before because you started to figure it out? You've gotten pretty good at it. You consider yourself proficient and you've learned enough that you're ready to move on to something else. This is very typical of an INFJ, but the healthy INFJs continue to experiment. They continue to try new things, to delve into new adventures. Several that I've dived into over the years include fishing, guitar, blogging, microphones, etc. The list goes on. And if you're a healthy INFJ, you should make time to continue to experiment and enjoy learning new things. The 4th thing healthy INFJs do is share. They love to help other people to take that knowledge that they've acquired, to take their expertise. And again, this is the beauty. This used to confuse me, but I think this is one of the beauties of being interested in so many things and becoming a jack of all trades to some extent or another, where you learn a bunch of things and you learn them deeply and become proficient in them. That enables you to be more knowledgeable and helpful in counseling other people who might need your expertise as you mentor them and pour into their lives. And it brings INFJs a lot of joy to help people because they love to see people grow and they love transformations. That's another thing that intuitives share in common. They love to see people go from one place to another and transform. So helping people, and especially helping people grow, is something that brings a healthy INFJ a lot of joy. The 5th thing that INFJs enjoy and love doing is savoring beauty. Now, often this comes in the form of enjoying the outdoors, enjoying a beautiful sunrise or sunset, walking by the water, seeing nature and animals, seeing the seasons, and just seeing the beauty of what's been created in the world. This is something that has always brought me peace and has brought me a lot of delight when I've gotten outside and just explored what's around me. So if you're an INFJ, you should totally make time to spend outdoors. Number 6, INFJs love to organize. They like to take the way things are structured, especially if it's inefficient, and rearrange it so that everything has a place and everything goes where it should go, and ultimately that it's easy to take out and put back so that everybody can benefit. This is something that delights most INFJs, and it's something you should do if you're a healthy INFJ. Number 7, exercise. This is a big one too. You can get so trapped up as an INFJ in your mind and get distracted with all the thoughts. But there's something about going outside and moving your body, getting some extra exercise, or even inside, wherever you are, just getting some energy out. That's not only good for all people, but especially good for the INFJ, because it releases the mind to work through those thoughts. And often when the body is moving, that's when a lot of the creative ideas are going to come in. It frees you up to think more clearly or to make connections that maybe you haven't thought of before. There's some kind of connection between the physical and the mental, where when both are at work, they both work better. So healthy INFJs make time to exercise too. Number 8, healthy INFJs savor alone time. Big surprise, right? INFJs are introverts, but it's so important for the INFJ that he or she makes time just to be alone. Now, INFJs need people too. Just because they're introverts doesn't mean they don't need relationships. All introverts need relationships. But in order to recharge, in order to be at his or her best, an INFJ needs some alone time. So if you want to be a healthy INFJ, you make time to have some downtime by being alone. Number 9, INFJs love to find or design a better system. It's a lifelong pursuit. They like to find the most efficient way to get something done that enables them to get the most done and to help the most people, or just to be the most productive. This is something in particular that I love to do. I'm always looking for a better way to organize notes, or to capture ideas, or to set up my room, or whatever it is. Something that's going to help me and other people to be more efficient, to get more done. And I'll stick with the same system for a very long time, unless I have an inkling that another one, a better one, is coming along, or I have an idea for a better one. Then I've got to experiment with that and try that. So INFJs love to find the best system. Number 10, healthy INFJs make time to dream. Now, I don't want to go off on a limb and be impractical, but deep down inside of us, there's a desire to do something that's probably been there since childhood. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be something impractical, but a healthy INFJ figures out what he or she has really always longed to do, or one of the things that he or she has always longed to do, and takes time to dream about it. And not just to dream, but to take that dream and make it practical. And that might be multiple things that come up. So don't limit yourself to just one thing, and continue to come up with original creative ideas and to try them on some level. You can do it practically, you can do it safely, but the healthy INFJ dreams and then puts those ideas into practice, because they don't just like to come up with them, they like to see them come to fruition. And number 11, last but not least, healthy INFJs love to grow. INFJs are personal growth junkies. They can't help but continue to want to develop personally, not only helping other people develop, but helping themselves develop. So they're always looking for ways to take that next step. They love books, they love podcasts, they love talking with other people. They love anyone who can help them in some way develop and grow as a person. So if you are an INFJ, you should definitely make time for personal growth. If you'd like to learn more about your INFJ personality, then I'd love to give you a free copy of my book, The INFJ Personality Guide. In the book, you'll learn about the mindsets and motivations that cause you to do what you do as an INFJ. And hopefully you'll come away with an understanding that you're not messed up or broken, but just different, and that the world needs what you have to offer. You can get a free copy of the book by going to infjbook.com. Thanks so much for tuning in today. If you found this show helpful, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, definitely do that so that you don't miss out on future content. Looking forward to seeing you on the next show.